All right, I'm live. And today is the 13th. Yep, it's the 13th of July. Yesterday was the 12th, which was actually when we protested. Um, so, anyway, I hope some of you come. It's kind of late, I know, but it's midnight with Magoo. And this is going to be a brief, just a short, unless you guys have questions or something. Hey, how Malta McCurchy. Good evening from Toronto. All right, that sounds cool. Good evening. Thank you for coming on. Hi, Queen. Oh, I can't even say that, but I'll say Queen T Meow. JB808, Midnight with Magoo. That's right. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I like the the moon. Okay, Blushy. Hi. All of you, please hit the like button when you come in. I'm going to try to do that so that I remember and you guys remember. Hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe because that all moves everything up. It's called algorithms, which I don't really know what that is, but it's something that moves everything up the internet so more people see it. And this is a thing about Scientology protesting. We protested last night. I did. And then some friends came. So that was wonderful. Hi, Dee Dee. And then tonight was a whole different thing. And I want to tell you about it. Hi, Good SP. All right. I had I don't know if it was a wonderful Friday night, but it was an interesting one. It started out wonderfully. It was going to be wonderful. And then something happened. And I don't know if any of you were on the live from today with the picket or not, while we were protesting or not. I don't think so. They're probably already in bed. But anyway, a bunch of people were on. And I went with my friend Drew, who I've protested with for probably since 2008. Well, you definitely held your own. Thank you, JB. I did. Okay, comment. Solomon wasn't swatted tonight, but he did try to pay for his Chipotle with a counterfeit $20 bill. Ooh. I gave him a $20 bill last night. I hope it wasn't mine. That's from the bank. That can't be from me. It can't be. That's very fishy. I wonder if it can't be mine because I just got it from the bank and I gave one he said it's his birthday, so I gave him $20. I hope he hears this. Anyway, I don't think it was mine because unless the bank has counterfeit money, but I don't think so. It was horrible. Yeah, that is horrible. You were there. Okay, Squirrel of Oz, you were where? When you say I was there, say I was there where? Because otherwise it could be with Solomon or it could be with me. I don't know. Hi, Tori. This is Kelly from SW suburbs of Chicago. All right. Glad you're okay. I was worried. Yeah, it got really worried. For the people that were on it, it got very worried. I was confused. We were confused. It was very, very strange. Very strange. Solomon said it was his birthday money. Yeah, I gave him $20, but hopefully someone else did because mine was straight from the bank. I went literally to the bank and went protesting and gave him $20 out of a bunch of money not a bunch, but I think I had $100 and I gave him 20. Anyway, I'm sorry that happened to him. Whoever's $20 it was, I'm sure it was no one intentionally giving him a counterfeit $20 bill. Okay, on the chat with you. Okay, good. So you were there. Okay, good, Squirrel of Oz. It was tricky because that guide showed up. That's what happened. For anybody that wasn't there, hi, Coco. I'm talking about the protest that we did tonight. And I'm happy you guys are all here. Thank you very much. It's always wonderful to see you guys and thank the people that were online because you guys, I went protesting at the complex with my friend Drew. Drew and I have been protesting since 2008 together. And that weirdo Jeff made me nervous. He made us very nervous. I mean, it was a very weird situation. And I refused to, have my whole YouTube site be about a person. So that's why I got ticked off at the end. It was just like, that's it, stop it. And I wanted anybody who was mentioning him to just be either timed out, or if they came back and talked about him, to be deleted. But now I'm making a video about it because I want to just tell you what happened on my end of it, because it was very weird, right? And it was tense. It was very weird. We're there. Drew and I are having a good time. We're protesting. We're just sitting, like I did last night. I'm sitting in a chair and, talking to the people going by, and everything's going along. He's got some protest signs, so he gets them out. Aja recently got into it with that guy. I know you guys wrote that on the thing. Someone wrote that on it, Charles Patrick, that guy Jeffrey had gotten in on it with Aja and DOA and Solomon. So I read that and I said to him, why the hell are you against Aja, Solomon, and DOA? Like, what's going on? And so that sort of started us talking about it, but I didn't want to try to pretend I didn't see that, because I did see it. And I wanted to know what is this about? That guy, within an hour, Drew and I agreed, and we've protested since 2008. And we said we have never, ever seen someone as creepy as that guy was, ever, in our protests, ever. And we've had OSA people come in and out and stuff like that. But this guy was really weird. And if you're listening, Jeff, don't ever come to my protests again. And if you do, I'm merely going to tell you two things. I don't like you. No, three things. I don't want you at our picket. We don't want you at our picket. And that's all I'm going to say to you. That's it. That's it. I don't want to have anything more to talk to that guy. He's too weird. And Drew felt the same way. It was just like very strange, especially how he treated, I don't know if it was still on while he was talking to the gentleman that didn't want to give him his name. But that guy is so kind, and he just kept ragging on him. And it was like, come on, man. I come from, in 2000, people hardly ever gave out their name. I mean, everybody had, like just nicknames. They didn't have their real name. And if you asked for their real name, it was a big red flag. It was like, uh-oh, somebody's asking about so-and-so's name. Who is that? And instantly people would start checking on the person, like, who is this? Why are they asking about your name? So I come from that, where people are like, okay, sorry, I just thought maybe he'd give me his name or something. But it was very like, what's your name? I don't want to give it. Okay, fine. That's it. But that guy wouldn't stop. He just kept pounding him. And it's like, I'm feeling, like you're disrespectful of me, and, just bullshit. It was like, look, if somebody doesn't want to give you their name, that's it. That's the end of the conversation. I was just amazed. So was Drew. We were just like, wow. He was so rude and demanding of his name, and the guy didn't want to give it. And it was very, very odd. So, yeah, and apparently he stalked Aja, which if he stalks me, I'm calling the cops. I will. And, it's just like, okay, enough said. I feel the exact way about him. Good for you for standing up to him. I did. I definitely did. I was just like, And first of all, it started out with, he was doing nothing except bitching about those three people. So I said, here's a picket sign. If you're here to protest, go protest. And so then that's when you see him walking around with the protest sign, only because I told him, go protest, do something, because he was doing nothing except kind of bitching about people. And okay, he stalked Aja, pops up when she was at Blue, and antagonizes her. Okay, he was causing problems a couple of weeks ago and left really fast when someone mentioned that Streets was on the way. Exactly. Jeff was around when Aja got attacked. What does that mean, attacked? Because he he was definitely, you saw what happened with us, but I don't feel like he attacked us. He was just creepy. When someone keeps pushing relentlessly, that's a big red flag. You are braver than I am. Okay, he really does stalk Aja, and he did it right after the dentist attacked her. Ooh, you handled him so well. Thank you, Squirrel of Oz. And witness, I agree, Kelly, YouTube fan, that insistence is a red flag. No one pushes like that. Yeah, no one. I mean, it was really like, come on, man. I mean, even OSA people know to drop back, right? I was just like, he was just like, push, 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 push. It's very weird. We were just like, ew, it's too icky. Thank you. Thank you, Beth. I felt like, considering, what all that came at me at once, I felt pretty good. And I talked to DOA because he was, I mean, his side of it was amazing. He said, I've had some good conversations with him. I had no idea he had this stuff against me. And I said, well, he never said anything about you to me. You guys or the people on the net said that he had said stuff about Solomon, Aja, and DOA. So anyway, he DOA now thinks the same. So now he has 3 people that don't like him over there, and their first incidents. And now there's 3 of us over here. So that's 6 people in a very short amount of time. So way to go, man. I mean, it's really a nice way to weed out, just jerks that you're obviously not there for the same reason we are. Okay, she was attacked by a dentist and an LAPD arrested the Scientologist. Don't tell me that she was at a Scientology dentist? Oh my God. Hey, the lore of DOA, speaking of the devil. Thank you. Thank you for coming on. It's good to see you. I was worried about that because that apparently I kept looking for DOA because people would say in the chat, DOA, DOA, but I didn't see it. And then someone mentioned it's the lore of DOA. So that now I know how to find them. Anyway, good talk today. Thank you, lore of DOA. And Kimberly, thank you. And Michelle, thank you. Well, you're saying hi to DOA. That's right. I know, it's good to have you on here. Thank you. This was a crazy day. And I was just saying that, you didn't even know that that guy, Jeff, had it out for you. And haven't gotten into my data. Wait, you haven't gotten to my data account yet? New phones. Yeah, that's right. The cops took DOA's phone. 2 phones. They took 2 phones, and without any warrant or anything, they just took them. It's like, okay, we're taking your phones. And it's like, what the hell is that? That Jeff guy is a piece of work. He's a bad piece of work, and I'm not interested. Jeff, if you do hear this, do not come around me. And I know you will, because you're that type of guy. You're just like, yeah, that's what you're like. You're just like a skunk or something where it's like, ooh, Jeff is here again. It's like, you're not well thought of by a lot of people, not just me. Me was just after what you did with the gentleman who didn't want to mention his name. When you were that rude to him, that was it. For Drew too. And we both like a lot of people. And we get along with tons of people, both of us. And we both were like, off our list. That's it. I agree with 49ers, the red flags for sure. Yeah. Hi, Sophie. You popped in here. And Love is here too. Hi. Jeff is blocked. Okay, good. That's good, because I don't want him on here. I really don't. Thank you. And yeah, he's a skunk. He is. He reminds me of a skunk. And Drew too. And like Drew said, I work for the gas company. I see people all day. I go in their homes. I go in restaurants. I'm everywhere. I mean, he can go in Scientology because he works for the gas company. He said, no one has ever been that creepy, that fast with me, ever. We were like, oh. And he went around the block with him and talked to him. He wasn't creepy with Drew, but Drew watched what he did with the gentleman who didn't want his name known. He hangs around and antagonizes Aja. Well, she needs to get some police on it or something. Hi, chat. I'm new to this topic. Interesting. Hi, Broken Hopes. Well, it's a new day every day here. So welcome and subscribe, please. And everybody hit the like button. And never in, always against. I love that. Jeff is not a dentist. The guy who went after Aja and was arrested as a dentist. I understood that. I got that he's not a dentist. I mean, believe me, who would go after that guy as a dentist? Aye. So welcome, Broken Hopes. And this looks like Joe. I mean, philosophy to Joe. Okay, nice. And love it. The lore of DOA. No, the guy who hit Aja is the dentist. Yeah, I got that. Jeff is just as unpopular as going to the dentist. Jeff is just as unpopular as going to the dentist. Probably worse. I mean, our book, we both were like, wow, that was really, really spooky. Hi, Tori. I spent quite a bit of time recently looking at the laptop that looks good for the price on Amazon. This one's $500 and it's good brand rating specs for the cost. Great. Can you send me an email? Here's my email thing. Ooh, that's my email thing. Either send it via that. And if you're going to use the nickname on here, that'd be fine. Or put YT, like YouTube. And then hopefully I'll see it. Okay. I'd rather go to the dentist. Amen. That's what I'm saying, sister. I mean, it's like, ooh, he is as bad as going to the dentist, but he's actually worse. Really is. I mean, both Drew and I have been around a lot of people, and I can take a lot of stuff, but not that. Okay, I'll send it in the email. Thank you. Here's Poodle Guy, who is mentioned in the restraining order. Yeah, see, I didn't know anything about Poodle Guy. I don't know if these guys here do either. So maybe you can mention him. I mean, I forget what his thing is, but he's in DOA's restraining order somehow. And he was there. I didn't know this. I don't know Poodle Guy. But he apparently, that guy Jeff showed up, and then Poodle Guy was right there with his dog. And I did say nice dog to him, not knowing, I don't know who he is. I've never seen him. But creepy, very creepy. That's interesting. I don't know who he is. DOA will have to tell us who the Poodle Guy is. Good morning, Caroline. I barked at him and apparently the dog was offended. Are you serious? Is that why you got the restraining order? Oh my God. Well, I'm glad you guys are all here. I'm telling you, it was a workout for me. It was like, wow. Trying to keep the chat, like you guys didn't like him at all. But I was trying to get him just kind of out of the way. You know what I mean? And he kept trying to look in the chat. And it was like, no, here, you take this sign and go protest and show us that you really care. Do something. That felt good. Did you see Street Short where the guy who attacked Aaron and the squirrels with his dog, oh, he got stabbed by someone in a car, took away in an ambulance. Oh, that's the guy today that went in the ambulance? Oh, I didn't know that. Who hasn't liked yet? What's not to like about our lovely Tori? Thank you. I'm telling you, tonight I proved my colors. I did. Well, that's what ticked off the poodle guy. That's amazing that you barked at his dog and that ticked him off. Wow, that's something. Oh, I saw that tonight. Patrick Perry was going into an ambulance. Patrick Perry, that's what they said. I thought, Patrick Perry, that name seems to ring a bell, but I can't remember from where. Oh, wait, somebody said it. Okay, here we go. Okay, you're going to, wait, first I got to get this. Wait. Okay, I'm going to call the poodle guy to the stand. Okay, good. And then bark at him. All right, now, yes, Patrick Perry, a guy who yelled at him, he went and put his arm in the car and was stabbed. Wow. He looked at Streets and said, I like you, dude. Wow, what a weirdo. And he was stabbed. Streets wasn't there when he was stabbed, right? It's a true story. Wow. Intense. I will need to watch, as I was watching Chris's live, but I was too tired, so missed your turning up. You're turning up. I will be watching this after this. Okay. All right, good. He's going to call the poodle itself to the stand. He is not. You'll have to go, wow. Wow, wow. Okay, here we go. Streets asked him if it was okay, and then Patrick said, man, I respect that. Okay, good. And Carolyn says, wacky. It was a wacky night, I'm telling you that. Okay, and this is Nanya after Streets came up while Perry was on the gurney. Interesting. Okay, good. So he posted about the guy today. Good. Hi, Marie Duffy. Welcome. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you haven't hit the like button, please do that. And then come on in. Dude was getting loaded into the ambulance, was respectful. The poodle guy. So that guy was by me today? I'm having a hard time getting my head around this. So the poodle guy, was it the poodle guy that was, no, Patrick Perry was stabbed. Okay. Yeah, Streets could have mocked him and didn't. Good. Okay. Okay, and Joe, funny, my 2 wee dogs are watching the TV while you bark. I know, I get along with dogs. I do. He was stabbed in the arm. Ouch. That sounds like it hurts. Okay. Swedish Lena, it was funny. He said he liked Streets as he was involved in the first fight with Patrick Perry. That's when his dog bit through Chris's leather jacket. It was around Christmas. Oh, yeah. I knew that name was familiar. Okay, that's what it was. Okay, thank you. I do not think it's the same man. It did not look like him today. Well, they're talking about the guy with the dog who attacked Aaron and other protesters who were stabbed today. Another protester who was stabbed today. I don't think 2 of them were, right? It's just one. Hi, Swedish Lena from Witness. Hi, Witness. No, that's not Jeff. Jeff was the one revealing his fabulous personality in blue. Oh, God, you had to see it to believe it. Patrick Perry took a couple of courses in the 70s. Well, I could have been on the course with him. Nanya, hi there. That's another good one, I got to tell you. It was Perry. He looked thinner in face. Okay. Okay, so I'm sitting outside, but I'm Fountain Avenue. What happened at the Hollywood Boulevard? Patrick Perry stabbing. Okay, that happened on Hollywood Boulevard. Oh, okay. I'm sitting on Fountain Avenue, and these people are walking by, and this one really skinny, tall guy that looks like a Scientologist walks by, and I say, "Hey," because I think I know him, right? And he goes, "Oh, hi. How are you?" And I said, "I'm good, thank you. How are you?" And he goes, "I'm good." And I said, he goes, "What are you up to here?" And I've got my camera on, and I said, "Well, believe it or not, I was in Scientology for 30 years." And he goes, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah." And then I woke up and thought I was going to go across the country, ended up being chased across the country, and the Tampa police got me at the Tampa airport. And he goes, "Well, maybe you should have thought about talking to him," and walks off really quickly. It's like, duh. 24 years they refused to talk to me, but maybe I should have. Perry's dog was barking at tourists walking past. Of course, 2 food delivery robots were trying to go through. Oh, that's funny. Streets must have loved that. So Jeff messed with Tori, and the dentist attacked Aja, and Lore barked at a dog. Think I'm caught up. Been away a couple months. Well, welcome back, Broken Hopes. Is anybody in court? I think a couple of people have been in court and won. Yeah. I think DOA's won, I think. And I know, who's the other person? Danny is coming up. Danny has one that's coming up. And who's the other person? DOA, you'll know if he's still here. But anyway, a couple of people have won. DOA and Streets won, right. And Danny is still, his is this month, and DOA has another one at the end of the month. So Scientology's gone crazy while you were gone doing these swattings. They're nuts. Okay. The interaction with Jeff today was just as weird as he is. He's loco. Yeah, that's the conclusion we drew. And he thinks it's because somebody told us. I said, no, it's not because anybody told us. It's because you showed us. That's absolutely the truth. Hey, all right, she's saying. And Street has a second one too. Oh, okay. Street has a second court case also. Hey, Tori. Cubs champion 16. I love all that you do. Keep up the amazing work. I've been protesting the cult here in Boston. Good. There are 5 Sea Org members here. They rent office space in Alston now. Wow, cool. Interesting. Boston. That's where I have the Magoo dancing in Boston, if you haven't seen it. Jeff also was stalking around Aja. Apparently has a history of stalking behavior. Yeah, I don't know that I'd call it stalking, but he was creepy. He was definitely creepy. And like I said, Drew and I get along with just about everyone. And man, within an hour, we were like, we're out of here. We're going. That's it. We're packing up. Because he said, I don't have to leave. I can stay here. I have every right to be here, even though he knew we didn't like him at that point. And he was like, no, I have a right to be on the street. You already told me that, so I'm staying here. And so we said, okay, well, we're not. And we packed up and left. It was like, good riddance. Ugh. Hey, Tori. Okay, you told me that. Thank you. What's going on with Josiah? That's still dragging out. That one I don't know, so someone will have to answer that. Or I don't know if does he have his own site? I don't know if the GoFundMe is still up either. I don't know. You'll have to Google it. How was your dinner with Drew? I might have missed that at the start. I didn't get into it, but we had a really good dinner, and we always have fun together. Even this, as bad as Jeff was, we both were completely on the same page. I'm like, forget it, forever, that's it. And we already worked out what to say if he comes back to the next protest. That's how bad it was. It's like, ooh, this guy's creepy. Jai has a case with Patrick Perry and restraining order with Scientology. Woo! All right. There's a lot of shit going on. There really is. Look, see? Woo! These are my new bras that I got. I got all these colored ones. I really like them. They're very fun. Question, Tori, what happened? What questions could you ask to identify a Scientologist? How does a Scientologist respond to things? What gives away that they are one? Well, for me, I just ask them. I say, are you a Scientologist? And usually if they're not, they turn around and go, God, no. And if they are, they go, yeah, I am. And then you can say whatever you want to say as a follow-up. But how does a Scientologist respond to things? It's an individual thing. You know what I mean? Like some people run away, like that guy tonight. As soon as he realized I was an ex-Scientologist, he took off like a bat out of hell. But some people like me, I was always willing to talk to them. I went out and talked to lots and lots of people that were protesting Scientology. What gives away that they are one? I don't know. They have a certain look for me. I can just always kind of tell. They have a thing called upstat look, where you're dressed nicely and your hair is nice and your car should be nice. You know, it's like that. That's an upstat Scientologist. That doesn't mean all of them are, because some of them are downstats, meaning they look shitty and they don't take care of themselves and they're in lower conditions. Anyway, God, I'm glad I'm away from that shit. Oh, but anyway, I hope that helps, Sophie. Any new ideas for protesting? I'm going to just keep going over there. I'm kind of enjoying that in the summertime at the summer nights to just be there. I love meeting the neighbors. It's really been fun. They hate those stupid planters. And it's been fun to hear their different things. One guy said he was going to bring out his guitar tonight. Last night he said he'd bring out his guitar, but he didn't. We must have missed him. Love the pink you're wearing. Pink to make the boys wink. That's cute. Thank you, Joe. All right. And this is, I'm sure Patrick Perry did something to the guy that stabbed him, probably told his dog to bite him. Who knows? How weird. Anything but a hard no is a yes. Okay. Oh, Tori is still showing her alluring side at 77. You go, Tori. I'm telling you, I'm going to be there. Starred are filling up. Tori Magoo 44 starred are filling up. What does that mean? Starred are filling up. I don't know what that means. Love it. Starred. Oh, I gotcha. Okay, I got it. All right, I'm on it. I'm going to the starred. Okay, the first one is, I'm sure Patrick Perry did something. Okay, we already read that. Oh, Tori is still showing. Okay, thank you. That Scientology look. Yep, they got it. Question. Is there ever an end to auditing at CMS? It seems like there is never an intended end where one is no longer needing auditing. Well, remember, Hubbard wrote The Bridge to Total Freedom, and the end of it was OT8 by the time he died. Obviously, there's nobody that's totally free that's OT8. Most of them are really screwed up. So, no, there isn't an end to auditing, but there's nothing else. And Miscavige, you're too stupid to write OT 9, 10, and 11. So I don't feel bad telling you that because I think it's true. You don't know what to do. And you fired or managed to get rid of all the people that were smart enough to do it. So way to go, man. It's really clever. Really smart. So there you are, Mr. Dorko. And you don't have 9, 10, 11, which I have paid for, by the way, and you owe it to me. So there you go. I'm one of the 2 people on the planet that hasn't paid for. So there's that free from lies, broken hope. Is it true that Scientologists limp? Street says so. A lot of them do. It's really surprising. I was shocked tonight. There are so many older people. I mean, I'm an older person, but these people are old. They look drained. They just look like they have no energy. They have no life. They have no, I don't get why they're staying. I really don't. I mean, it's kind of spooky to see. It's like they're just kind of like, they don't smile or anything. It's just like, what's the point? Scientologists have a niacin problem that causes bone problems, is what I've heard. No doubt Scientology would pitch that. That's their big thing, niacin. Get the likes up, folks. All right, let's do that. Everybody like things. Question: how is the state of clear described? How do people explain it? How they feel as clear? Okay, well, first of all, clear doesn't work. So it's defined as no somatics, no pains, perfect memory, and a perfect IQ. Now, do you know anybody like that? I'll say it again. Perfect memory, perfect IQ, no somatics, no pains. So how it's described, and of course they kept changing it over the years because nobody could attain that. That was the original Dianetic definition of clear. Since nobody could attain that, then they changed it to, well, it's just on your first dynamic, meaning it just has to do with you. But it ended up, it just basically doesn't work. So they don't describe it that much. And how do they feel? I never asked anybody. I never did. I never believed it. I never believed anybody was clear. So how do they feel? Oh, I'm clear. I'm cause over everything. I don't know. They don't really, the unfortunate thing is usually a lot of whatever they thought they got rid of comes back right away. So they're quickly to the reg and on to the next OT1, 2, or 3. So it's not a lot of people talk about how great they feel as a clear because it usually doesn't work. And the independents will say, that's not true. It totally works for me. I was clear. It's like, talk to them because they'll tell you something different. Hi, Tori. How was dinner? It was delicious. It was fun. They walk funny. I'm guessing it's ill-fitted pants and or work injuries. I love Jessica's thing about their shoes. They got too big of shoes. And she does a whole funny video about it. Hi, Queen Tori. Hi, Heidi. Hello. All right. And this is from Mike. Is there no one on OT8? How do they know it is real? If there is no one at OT8, how do they know it is real? Sounds just like Hare Krishna, chant enough and you become pure, but there's no one that can show you that it has worked on them. Kind of like that. Yeah, that's pretty close. It's like, because, I think Hubbard died before he did OT8, or he wrote it, so they probably assume he did it. But I don't really know any OT8s that raved about how great it was. No, I know one. But the one I know knows OT7. He's like, really worked for me. And he's the only person I know ever. If there is no one, okay, we already said that. All right, here's Sophie. It was funny how the security guard ran away from you like that. He had OT power or something, like you had OT power or something. I know, it's always funny to me how people, you think, what did they think? That I'm going to breathe on them and suppression's going to get glued on them or something? It's very weird. Tori called COB Davey Mr. Dorko. He is Mr. Dorko. He truly is. Okay, now here's something from the Owl and Magnolia 58. Ooh. And those that get to OT8 don't get any superpowers. So basically, they either start over or they run into ethics because Miscavige wants money still. Yeah, that or IAS donations. That's a big part of it. well, if you give us these IAS donations, sort of like they don't say it, but they'll leave you alone for a little while. Okay, ENTTCY, all right. What happens to Scientologists after they reach OT8? What do they do after they get to the top of the bridge? Die, commit suicide. Per the lady that does the corrections on OT8, the majority of them, she left. I said, what got you to leave? And she said, the majority of OT8s are either dead, very, very ill, or they committed suicide. And she said, I just couldn't keep supporting that. That's OT8. So if you're listening and you're anywhere on the bridge to total freedom, think about it really hard, because it's a lot of money and it's a lot of time and it doesn't work. Okay, so how did David Miscavige change the OT levels? Okay, he changed them because before Miscavige changed them, this is my understanding. It was OT 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In 2000, when I went to get on the level and had to fight tooth and nail to get on the level, I said, you show it to me in writing. And they only had one line in one HCOB, and it said, on upper OT levels, someone should not be on medication. And I said, okay, if you want to play hardball, I grew up with a professional football player, and I know how to play hardball. So let's get a couple things straight here on the table. You have changed the definition of, first of all the people from OT 4, 5, 6, 7, and 4, 5, 6, and 7, all those people, because that's the range I was talking about. All of them talk about physical things they handled with the level. My headaches are gone. My shoulder was worse. And just a million things, right? So it obviously addresses somehow physical things. And me having epilepsy, that was a big deal for me. So I said, now you've changed the levels to where OT 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 are all pre-OT levels. And OT 8 is the first OT level. So I said, that shows me you probably have a huge misunderstanding on what L. Ron Hubbard was talking about on these upper OT levels where someone shouldn't be on medication. So I want my folders all to go up to RTC, and we'll let Ray Midoff decide whether you have an MU or whether I do. And I'm telling you, that face was scrambling around like flies on shit. It was just like, you could tell, because their asses were on the line, and rightfully so. And they were wrong. They all got corrected and they all got crammed, and I got an okay to go on to OT 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There you go. I never did 8 because I left before I finished 7. No matter what age you reach, your memory goes at some point. So it's all shit Scientology. You tell them, Joe. Question. What is the CFS story about the upper OT levels that are coming? Why does no one question Miscavige? Okay, the upper OT levels that are coming are supposed to be 8. They have up through 8, so it's supposed to be 9, 10, and 11. Those are the ones that are coming. Why doesn't anybody talk about it? Was that the question? Why doesn't anybody question Miscavige? Because, you'll be put in lower conditions and have to do sec checks and whatever. They have all kinds of shit that they can do because you're questioning. That's not okay. What kind of church is it that you can't question? But Scientology, you can't. Oh, no. Okay, Tom. Miscavige used the RComp division to alter and destroy the tech. Okay, I have no idea what the RComp division is. So you'll have to explain that. And RComp is at the Gold Basin Hemet. Okay, you'll have to explain what that is. It doesn't, otherwise it's like Martian language. All cults have the philosophy of trust me, bro. Yep, they do. They really do. And they have each other. It's like trust me, bro. Perhaps they're afraid of your thetans. Okay. Yes, you're gonna rub off on them. That's exactly what they think. Really? I never thought that when I was in Scientology, ever. That's really weird. Okay. Hi, Tori and Chad. Happy weekend. Happy weekend, Alaska. Thank you. You too. I feel the same to you too. Sophie, how is it justified that there is no superpowers despite all the processing that are run? It's one of those things. That's why I call it the Truman Show. It's like you're in it, and to question it, they put you in ethics or they put you on sec checking, which costs at those upper levels, it's $7,000 every 12 and a half hours, which might not sound like that much, but when you have BTs and clusters all floating around, it can be a lot of money. It can add up a great deal. So people end up just going, I'm fine. I got it. I'm good. That's the way it is. Even me saying the gold, I don't have any wins on OT7. Don't ask me again. I have wins on training. I don't have any wins on OT7. None. And they all looked white. I mean, I don't think anybody's ever said that to them. And I said it to them in flag. So no, because they wanted to film me and my wins. I said, I don't have any wins to film. That was the truth. I didn't. From day one, they should have known. I said, where's the Barry Klein rundown? Barry Klein was this guy always ranting and raving about the wins that he had on OT7. And he was an FSM, meaning a field staff member, meaning he got paid every time he got somebody on an OT level, he got 10 or 20% of it, which is a lot of money for thousands of dollars. So old Barry would go around telling people about his wins, and I handled this, and Mrs. So-and-so was dying in this hospital and asked me to come down, and I went down and had a session in her room, and now she's not dead. And it was just like, wow. All of us, we believed him. We're like, wow. I guess you learn how to heal people on OT7. That's what I thought. I thought, okay, I know what OT7 is. You learn how to heal people. So now I get on, and remember, it's a long haul to get onto it. You have to get invited onto OT6. Yeah, you have to do it and pass. Then you have to get invited onto OT6B and do it and pass. And it's a long haul. And then you have to get invited onto C, which is the actual questions for OT7. And it's kind of a top secret course room, and I'm in there. And I open up the pack, and it says, there's one other question. Who are you? Or something like, what are you? It just was like nothing. And I looked up at the lady who was the supervisor, and I said, where's the Barry Klein rundown? And she said, what? And I said, Barry Klein, about how you can heal people and stuff. Where is that at? That's not anywhere on any of this. And they sent me right to Qual, which is cramming correction. And they took me into a secret course room. And she said, okay, what's going on? And I explained what I just told you. And there's nothing about healing on any of this. And she said, okay, here are the materials. That's it. It was like this. Here's the materials. That's it. And it was like a couple of pages. That was it. And so eventually I would get it, and I'd be like, okay, I guess there's nothing about healing, right? But then I would go to some stupid event where some executive would say, well, I cleared, Joan Smith's arthritis. And I would think, see, there's somebody healing somebody again. And back I'd be. Anyway, it was a long 7 years, believe me. I was so happy when I finally quit. The bridge to total amnesia, totally true. I call it the bridge into the ditch. But it kind of is into amnesia, that's right. OT levels are just getting promoted. OT levels is just getting promoted. I guess. Not really. You really have to pay for it and do it. And then kind of pretend to yourself and others that it works, which is the worst part of it. And most Scientologists are SPs, not necessarily born as SPs, but educated to be SPs by Scientology. So the behavior of a clear has always been despicable to me, and I never wanted to become like them. Well, there you go. Okay. All right. And this is free from lies. High OT levels still require auditing. SEC check every 6 months regardless, right? Yep. OT8s also do, No, I don't think they do. They don't have the 6 month checks on OT8. How do you not end up in the bunker? Okay, first of all, for the billionth time, and I want you to listen to me carefully, Patricia. The bunker, which I think you mean the hole, is only for Sea Org. I and most of the people on OT7 are not Sea Org. Sea Org almost never gets to OT7. They rarely get to clear. So we're not in the bunker. There you go. I got into Scientology because hypnosis works pretty well. Arnie Lerman. Yeah. Bless his heart. He ended up shooting himself. Ray Midoff destroyed OT8 and he wrote 5 versions of it. He stopped writing more versions when people got sick and started dying. Well, that makes sense. I think they were dying a lot sooner than OT8 with OT5. I think they really started dying with OT5. The bridge to total bullshit. Yep. Amen. Okay, so they are ever waiting for the upper OT levels to 15 and signed that you can never finish technically. Kind of cruel. Yeah, it is. It's one of those where they're already in the show. They're way in it. They're way invested in it. They've spent years on it. Now they get to 8. Everybody's fucked up, dying, or committing suicide. Hello. Do they really want to do these next OT levels? Do they? Would you? If you knew that many people were dead or had committed suicide or were really, really sick? I mean, I sat there tonight. I was shocked at how many old people there are in Scientology. I'm 77. I'm an older person, but I don't feel like that. I mean, they look so beaten down and just bummed out. They had no life in them. It was awful. It really, truly made me feel awful that was what Scientology, I mean, you should just wrap it up, Miscavige. Go pack it up, go move some, like Street says, pack it up. You need to pack it up, get out of here. End this thing. It's just a mess. It's not going to get any better. Not now, not ever. And seeing these people, how dare you? They're older people. They need to be able to let them go. Let them go so they can live a little bit of the rest of their life. It's like, do you really want to be running nursing homes? That's what you're working towards. You are really, really, I'm going to start calling it Scientology's nursing homes. That's what I'm going to start calling it, because that's really what it is. It's Scientology's nursing homes. And it's happening now. These people should be in nursing homes. A lot of them that I saw tonight, I'm like, oh my God, this person should not be out on the streets. And they're going across the street. And you're like, I hope they make it. It's like they can't run. Ooh. Anyway, there you go. That's my little pitch. Yeah. Okay. So we did that. Yeah. The master. I didn't think it was. I know a lot of people loved it. I didn't. So I'm the wrong person to talk about it, but I'm glad you liked it. Not being able to question is a major red flag. Major. And that's true for any cult or any organization, anything. If they won't let you question it, move along quickly. Right? And no one wants to keep paying, so they say they got it. Like the emperor's new clothes. Exactly. Right, Sophie? Definitely an Emperor's New Clothes vibe. Everyone knows it's not working, but hey, maybe it's my fault. See, that's the tricky thing. It's not maybe it's your fault. Everybody knows it must be mine because everybody else's VGIs, which is very good indicators. They're all really happy. They're looking great. All the people point to, well, look at him and look at her and look at them, and they're all doing great. What's wrong with you, Tori? Why aren't you winning at this? And it's like, well, I don't know, but I'm not. And you can't fix it either. And that's the thing. You couldn't fix it. All that sec checking, and you missed all these people being SPs? Are you serious, Miscavige? Do you know how many people that have been sec checked for months and years, and you missed it all? You're going to tell me all your auditors are that fucked up that they missed us being SPs? No, the truth is it's a failed tech that doesn't work. I am not. You can declare me an SP. You can say I am. Your stupid church can pretend I am. But I showed all night long a video of your church and how L. Ron Hubbard Way, which I got named, is now closed off to everyone in the public with big things closing it off. You can't even see down the street. It's pathetic. It's like, what kind of church would do that? It's not a church. You know it isn't. It's a mind control, soul sucking business, fraudulent business, pretending to be a religion. And I would say run for your life if you're in it. Okay, it's a prison of belief. Correct, witness. Very correct. All right, you wash your own brain. Yeah, I know. And that's the saddest part of it. What am I doing wrong? It's working for everyone else. Exactly. Okay, our comp is Squirrel Central. They alter all the tech there. Wow, that's interesting. Joe, I mean, if being on the higher levels, they said you can have superpowers like become invisible, fly, burn people's souls looking at them. Well, maybe I believe Scientology, but no, OSA, it's shit. That's right. That is a fact. These people are onto you. There are 2,600 OT8s out there, and they all watch David Miscavige destroy their beloved Scientology, and none of them do anything to stop it. I don't think that's accurate, but I hear you saying that. There's what are you going to do? You know, it's like none of you right here are doing anything in America to stop America from burning in hell. And it's getting pretty bad. And what are we doing? Nothing. Because what can we do? Nothing. Not really. I mean, we can vote new people in, but it's not really changing much. And it's kind of the same with Scientology. What are they going to do? They weren't just standing around. They don't know what to do. What are they going to do? What you going to do? Ron's book compilation division. Oh, okay. Good to know. Thank you, Tom. I'm late, but I'm here. I'm going to restart. All right. Do it, Melissa. Thank you. All right. Tom Cruise's SP creation rate is pretty impressive. Nicole, Katie, the kids. Yeah, he is. He's done real good. Question. How is it explained that there are no upper OT levels? Didn't I just explain this? It's not like they're explained. First of all, there were always OT 1 through 8. And then overnight, those were pre-OT levels. And they don't really broadcast it. It just came on my lines because I wanted to see in writing, where does L. Ron Hubbard say I can't take medicine? And it was on upper OT levels. And I thought about it and I thought, no, wait a minute. Didn't you just vote that these are all pre-OT levels and OT8 is the first OT level? And they said, yeah. And I said, okay, so there you go. All the other ones handled the body. OT8's the first one. So I think the upper OT levels are way different than what you're talking about. How is it explained that there are no upper OT levels? Well, no, OT 8 is the first one. And why aren't there more? Good question. The bridge to total depression. Probably true for many. Tom, OT7 was written by L. Ron Hubbard, and as such, it is all false. They run OT3 on BTs that are not clear and stimulate the hell out of them. I have not seen any audited BT that went and picked a body. God. You know what the best explanation was for me, Tom? One of my friends, because he insists he had huge wins on OT7, and I have none. So I finally wrote him and I said, I don't get it. I had none. And you're always ranting about how great it is. And he's out of the church, but he still likes the tech, right? And he said, well, let me ask you though, you had big wins on OT3, right? Which I did until I nearly died getting off my medicine. But during it, I thought I had big wins. So I said, yeah. And he said, okay, so you probably got the EP right there. And all the rest of those levels, OT4, 5, 6, and 7, all of that are all recovering in case you didn't get OT3. Who knew that? Did anybody tell me that when I was in? No, they just sell you the next level. So anyway, that was interesting. It was just an insidious cult. It's shameful. True witness. Hundreds of Krishna children have committed suicide. Yeah, I know 17 Scientologists who have. Links to support are Tori Magoo 44. Okay, my link tree. All right, there you go. Thank you. Thank you for putting it up there. All right. How come the Sea Org members don't get past clear? Good question. They're promised the whole bridge. They don't because they're basically slaves. That's my opinion. That they have no intention of getting them past clear. They need to have them keep working. And if they got more OT, they might go, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. It doesn't really fit. An OT doesn't really fit with someone scrubbing the tiles with toothbrushes, and shit like that they have. I mean, they had them doing awful stuff. Mark Headley told me one time all the toilets overflowed out at Gold and all the shit was all out there and, like many feet of shit. And Miscavige made them go out with buckets, no masks, and scoop the stuff up over and over and over. It's a really cruel person, Miscavige. Somebody who does that is not a nice person. So you people that are following this dick, wake up. The older folk look decrepit. They do. They really do. It's really pathetic. A lot of people would call it the bridge to total bankruptcy. Totally. 100%. The bridge to mental illness. Yep, that's another one. It's kind of bad, isn't it? They have audited the life and money out of them. They have no reaction to anything because they're tranced. I think they're tranced and they know they have nothing. It's a combination. Here's Sophie. I actually feel sorry for the old Sea Org who have spent their whole lives serving and they don't get taken care of. Me too. I really do. It's awful. Okay. And even if there was more like an old folks home, you would still manage to visit the family members in there. But no, they leave them indoors to rot. It's the truth. If you're in the Sea Org, just open the door and come out. I don't care if you're old. You'd be better out here than you would be there. OT8s were pushed to lie. After OT8, everything had become simple. Not true. Most OT8s can't solve simple problems. They abolish OCA and IQ tests before and after OT8 because everyone got worse. Interesting. Interesting. Yep. We all know David Miscavige is there squirreling all the tech 24/7. Come on. True. True witness. And he's raking in the dough. That's all he cares about. He's just like Hubbard. Trained by him, and he still does it. It's a business. The customers are the members themselves. Some are promotable, and some they keep where they need them, like any corporation. Ugh. It's a little worse than any corporation. Hey, Tori, I'm here again. Love from the Netherlands. Hi, Peter and Marga Van Essen. I enjoy the Netherlands. I think my brother is going to be there tomorrow in the Netherlands. Okay, when LRH was alive, did you ever wonder why he was on his ship and stayed away from the U.S.? No, because they always had these bullshit stories about him, and I bought them. You know, it's like the government was after him, and so he was out on the ship, and he loved the water when I love the water. So it was like, okay, I see it. You know, it's sort of like, it really is. A man hears what he wants to hear and disregards the rest. That's it. Okay, see or don't have time for OT levels. That's another reason they don't do it. Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. Thank you, Broken Hopes. Question. I've seen the propaganda films, and they make unbelievable claims. How are these believed? How can people believe these numbers? I don't think they do. I really don't. Again, that's why I call it the Truman Show, because it's like you're in it. And if you've watched the show, it's like Truman is in the show and they just route him around doing this stuff. And it's sort of like anything where he wants to do what he wants to do, they quickly change it. Right. And that's how Scientology is kind of. It's like, well, wait, now you've got to go over here. It's really important. This is vital. We've got to get you over here. Wait, Tori, you've got to talk to this person here. You can't do that. No. We need you over here. This is a vital program that you have to do. And, you know, it's everything is, you know, do you see all those people out there that are against us? Everything depends on you donating some money to us so we can pay these guys over here that are going to help us over there handle that. And that comes from David Miscavige. So that's the way it is. You got to do it today, right now. In fact, you should have done it yesterday. Shit, you haven't done it yet? Come on, let's go. Come on. That's the way it is. It's so fun. It really was when we first started. It's funny to think of it now. It's just such a piece of shit. How can people believe these numbers? They don't. They know they're full of shit. I remember going to events and they were like, we have 80 million people. And you'd be like, sure. We finally, on OT7 and 8, used to sit up in the balcony at the shrine just so we didn't have to get up and do the hip hip hooray shit. Because we were sick of it. The biggest difference between OT1 and 7 is absolutely nothing. Not true. That's not true. I don't think that's true at all, but I'm not, you know, OT1 is you go out and spot some people. You know, that's nothing. OT3 is Xenu and the BTs and clusters and all that shit. OT4, 5, 6, and 7 are all extensions of that, of different, how much farther you can spot them. But there's differences. There are. It's all lies, trickery, a con based on effective mind control systems. Okay. Sewage contaminated every single thing it touched. I'm sure they kept some of that furniture too. Okay. Did I miss something that you said, Bailey? Sewage contaminates every single thing it touches. I'm sure they kept some of that furniture too. I missed the beginning part of that. I'm sorry. I remember in the Jason Begay interview, he said how all OTs were the most dysfunctional people he'd ever met. Yeah, it's too bad. Sense of urgency, obligation, and pressure. Amen, sister. That's it. Cults definitely have a sense of urgency. Yeah, they do. Scientology is extremely insidious. True, Tom. All right, Mike, we are on the verge of changing the world. Oh, God. That was the beginning of me getting interested in it. Way soon on, I realized that wasn't going to happen. All cults are disgusting and evil. Except he can't tell it to them. I tried to tell that guy tonight, and man, he hot-footed it out of there like grease lightning. And I didn't even tell him he was disgusting or evil either. I just told him I escaped out. Was there anything in the Scientology you liked? I loved the people. And I love some of the technology, which I've later found can be traced to earlier philosophies that are free. So you don't have to pay all the money for it if you're listening in. All right, every Sea Org probably has adrenal fatigue and nervous system issues. Yep. Mike, yes, that's strange how they're all urgent, yet decades later, they ain't saved the world yet. True. Oh, how the Begay interview is so good. I've watched it 6 months or so. Yeah. You watch it every 6 months or so. Yeah, it's a really good one. If you haven't seen it, Google it, Jason Begay. I find it incredibly disturbing what this cult does to people's minds and bodies. Okay. What exactly is a win? A win is like, it can be anything, from very small things like I curled my hair and look at it, turned out fine. That's kind of a win. But I mean, a win on course would be you're studying something and, oh my God, I finally get why I can never communicate with my brother because he thinks this and I think that. And now I think I can work it out with him. That's a win. Do you see what I mean? Because you've got a future thing that you can work out with whoever. So that's just one. There's a million examples of what exactly is a win, but it's something where you feel better about something after studying or auditing. One of those two. I love you, Tori. I could listen to you all night. Thank you, Gypsy. That's very sweet of you. I feel sorry for the Sea Org members that still believe. I think we all do. Yeah. Good morning. Hi, Joey. All right. And I think we did this one. I feel sorry for the people who will join cults in the future. And that's why you find me out there. According to my inside source, your inside source, I think David Miscavige has embezzled 80 million, I believe that is, and keeps it in banks accounts in Switzerland. Yeah, that sounds about right. Is it 80 million or yeah, that's 80 million. Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, good. So there you go, Dave. You can just take your money and get out of here. It's a mind control train. It's a slow train. That's right. Yep, you remember that. My mind control train. It is. It truly is. Thank you for reminding me of that. All right, so there you go, guys. If you haven't liked it, please do. Have a wonderful weekend. This is going to be a good weekend. So have a really, really happy weekend. And thank you for coming. Thank you, Love It, for thanking everybody. If I knew how to put my little hearts there, I would, but I don't. So thank you and have a wonderful weekend. All right. Adios, amigos. Hi, Heart Healer 44. It's good to see you too. I'm just taking off, so I will see you soon. Thank you. If you missed the talk today, you can rewatch it. Thank you, everyone. Lots of love. Thank you, Sophie. Thank you, Love It, for helping out. And I'm glad we went over all this. So now we know who that creep is. All right. Oh, nothing but love. Good. All right. I'm going to end the stream. So good night.